Hello, everyone. Welcome to Non-Members Only, the #1 sports podcast for non-members. If you're a member, get out of here.
In this episode, I got trapped in a comedy cellar, Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders get a raise, and a man proposed to his AI. What now?
Wow.
What's up, everybody? Happy National Outfit of the Day. National OOTD Day. I don't have much to say about this except that my running outfit of the day pose is superior to any OOTD pose.
You might have been like one of the first accounts that I had saw that OOTD written.
It definitely like started with the fashion girlies.
Yeah.
And they would come across my desk, at work. Mm-hmm. And I would see their videos like, I could do better. Like, right. You guys, why are you moving? Why are you contorting yourself like that?
Right.
You're going to throw your back out.
Yeah.
Here's how you actually show your outfit.
Right.
And that's how running outfit of the day was born.
Where were we when we saw someone doing that like live?
Oh my, everywhere. Oh, the Webby creator weekend.
Okay. There was also some people were graduating from like Drexel or something when we were at Grand Slam.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what I'm thinking of.
I will say, women supporting women, you girls look great.
Right.
I'm just saying I'm better, and that's okay. It's okay that one of us is better.
I'm just saying I'm better. So also, you need to state where you are. You're not in your regular location.
I am down the shore.
Yes.
Not the Pauly D shore.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe someday I'll go to Seaside Heights. But I would like to say my background here, if you're watching, I don't know if we have visuals, but there's a nice bundle of cords coming down from this shelf. Oh my God, I thought that was a DVD player at first.
Yeah, I can't tell.
Yeah, it's something probably from the 90s.
That's what all beach houses should be though, right?
It really is. It really is. And I feel we're the last little beach house on this street just about. Yeah. And we're gonna be here till it rots it right into the sea.
Yeah. Dan will raise it himself.
Yeah, he will.
He'll jack that thing up to save it from flooding.
And so I would like to say with that being said, you will hear things. Mm-hmm. And it's just pretend you're here with me at the shore. You're going to hear helicopters. You're going to hear kids screaming. You're going to hear Bucky going.
You're just going to jump through the window.
Yeah, there's a breeze. It's hot.
Yeah.
And that's that. So
you guys don't do AC over there, do you?
No, we do. There's a AC window unit sitting on the floor next to me.
Right.
That's how we do AC.
It's supposed to be 100 degrees, I think, tomorrow and like 105 or something the next day.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
we're crazy.
Do what you will with that information. You still don't have AC at your house, like your primary home.
No, we do not.
That's so crazy to think about.
It's like, it's fine, except for the 2 or 3 weeks that are heat waves in the summer. Mm-hmm. And it's bad.
Right. Red Solo Cup.
I fill you up. Let's have a party.
You're fresh off a trip from New York, right?
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. I don't know anything about this.
Okay.
So fill me in.
Okay. So this came on kind of quickly because I think I talked on here about how I have to fly to San Diego in July. If I didn't, guys, I have to fly to San Diego in July to speak on a panel.
Yeah.
And I don't really quite understand it yet, but I'll tell you about it afterward, of course. Mm-hmm. And in that week, I was supposed to have a photo shoot, basically to update my website. I want cool things on there for me and everybody. Mm-hmm. I want it to be like a fun thing that reflects me currently.
When they look you up, it makes sense.
Yes, exactly. And so what I have on there was from when it was before I ran a marathon. Mm-hmm. It was before I had a podcast, before I interviewed athletes, before everything I do.
Yeah.
If you look at those photos, like that's how long ago they were.
Yeah.
And so I want to update that and like have the website reflect what I actually do, have it more interactive. And also like I need a professional headshot because you know what I send legit press outlets and like when I'm going to speak on a panel?
A selfie?
I wish. No, it is my profile picture where I look, my glasses are broken and I look all confused.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's that picture. I love it. but it is inappropriate for certain settings.
Right. So that was also done like while ago, and it was a photo shoot, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. This is like a professional photographer.
Yeah.
There's lighting.
Yep. It was like a whole set. And this was, if you want to think you have imposter syndrome, think about me 5 years ago paying for a photo shoot for my website that I didn't have yet.
Right. Right. You are the one contacting the photographer and doing it. It's not like some magazine is like telling you, hey, you need to get.
They're not like paying for it
right.
or organizing it or telling me what to wear, doing my hair and makeup. This is like a whole ordeal. And thank goodness I have Jessie because she does a lot of that. I can look at a photographer's portfolio and be like, cool.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Nice.
They did nice lighting. I don't know. But she's like, oh, well, this didn't bring out their personality. And this is too, I don't know. She's good at that. So she helped me find the photographer. They're in New York City. And we wanted outside running photos and inside like kind of podcasty, interviewee, business kind of. And so we found this photographer who's so cool, by the way. Shout out Savannah. And I was stressed. The reason I brought up the San Diego thing, when that thing came about, we had to reschedule it a month earlier.
You had to schedule the photo shoot
earlier. Yeah. Okay, so it was going to be in July. And then we're like, oh, guess we got to do June.
Yeah.
And that was like 3 weeks away. And we had to figure out hair, makeup, stylist, location, timing. How's everyone getting in and out of the city? Do we have to stay over? Like all of these logistics in that short of time. Yeah. And it was so stressful. When Jessie would text me about the photo shoot, I would just dissociate and pretend I didn't see it. I'm like, I literally can't. I cannot. I've been going through a lot that I can't. Some of it, I can't even say. I can't even talk about it. Maybe I will in the future, but it's been a lot. And I like stuff like that just puts me over the edge.
I can tell always when you're either like super busy or stressed, or probably the combination of the two. I don't get as many memes. That's like your stress indicator for me. It's like when you're chilling, I just get a good flow of like solid memes sent, and then when I don't hear from you for like days, I'm like, she's going through it.
I'm crashing out somewhere. I'm unwell mentally.
Right. Yeah. That's my gauge.
Yeah, it's like everyone jokes about like recession indicators. I have a depression indicator, and that is that. Right. Because I don't send anybody else memes or videos or anything. Like no one else gets those. My friends aren't on social media. You're the only friend I have that I send stuff to.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
There's some you got some heaters in there.
I know. My friends, like losers, missing out, grow up because you're missing this whole other side of me that you never even tapped into.
Meme curator.
Exactly. Like I'm a professional. So that is my indicator of I'm not doing well. Yeah. There's way too much happening and there's bad stuff happening. Right. That is when I'm like, I can't even look at social media.
Right. I know. I can tell.
Yeah. And so they're going to come again, I think, sometime.
What's going to come again?
Memes.
Oh, yeah.
I started sending some.
I already got a few today. So I'm like,
so we're good. We're good.
You're good.
We're coming out the other side.
Yeah. You're almost through it.
Right. So I was stressed about that happening a lot earlier. Also, like, kids getting out of school is just naturally like more parenting.
Right. They're
logistics.
There.
Yeah. They're here everywhere and always.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot and other stuff happening. So the photo shoot I knew had to happen. And it's just one of those things that's like, I don't enjoy it. I hate it, actually. I hate having my picture taken. You could take a video of me all day long. I would be like a great streamer if I didn't have kids around me. Stream me. I don't care. I'll talk to you all day, 24/7. Right. You want to watch me watch TV? You can. Like, I don't care. But it's pictures I don't like. Yeah.
Something about like the posing, maybe.
The posing. It's inauthentic because I'm not doing that. I'm not like, that's not what I'm doing in the moment. And you're telling me to do it. Right. And I don't like that. But it has to happen. I get it. I'm trying to be a big girl about it. And Savannah, here's the thing. It has been raining, I would say, for 40 days and 40 nights.
Nonstop.
I think this is what was in the Bible.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Close to it. And so I thought, oh, by the time this comes around, we'll be fine. It's going to be sunny. No, it wasn't. And you know what? Just tell me 100% chance of rain. Okay, let's cancel.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do
reschedule or something.
40%. 40?
I hate that.
What does that mean?
I think it means.
They don't know.
I think it means they're just making it up.
They're making it up as they go.
Yeah.
And so you can't plan that. So we're the day before the shoot contacting the hair and makeup person. Like, can you actually come in early just in case we have to do this part early and whatever. So that was still stressful until the moment of the photo shoot.
Yeah.
But despite all that, I got to the city the day before. After I was like done with my stuff, I contacted Kelly KK Roberts, a fellow running content creator.
Mm-hmm. Shout out.
Founder of Badass Lady Gang. And I was like, uh-oh, I'm in New York City.
She's based in New York, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's actually Brooklyn.
Okay.
And I always, like, if I have work in New York City, it's always Manhattan or whatever that area is. I don't know.
Manhattan. It's always Manhattan.
Yeah, like you go to Penn Station on the train and then you get off and you can walk to where you have to go.
That's typically what we do.
Yes. But this was, I had to actually stay in the East Village. So I'm like, technically I'm closer to Brooklyn than I usually am.
Yeah.
So we went out to dinner, which was so nice to just like talk to someone that does the same thing as you.
Yeah, I feel like you never get to do that.
I don't ever.
Like all of your run influencer friends are not near you.
No.
And like when we're in a city or something for something like the marathon, it's just chaos. Everyone's doing their own thing. You can't really just like sit and chill.
Yeah, like they have their own work. I have my own work and it's like impossible to coordinate.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was really chill. And then I feel like Kelly, I love her so much, but I feel like she felt pressure to be like, well, Erin's here and we're not busy. So I have to like entertain her.
Do something. Yeah.
And you know what? I didn't even say, you don't have to entertain me.
You accepted it?
I accepted it. I was like, actually, I would like to be entertained now.
Okay. What did you do?
We walked around. I saw, I'm going to say this name wrong. Stonewall Inn.
Okay.
We saw Stonewall Inn, which is where the gay rights movement started.
Okay.
Where a drag queen threw a rock at a police officer who was trying to like go after them or something.
Stonewall Inn.
Stonewall
I'm
Inn.
looking it up. Okay.
And I've like seen pictures of it and stuff like that. But anything historic, even if it's a rock and it's like, this is where this happened. Do you ever feel like a visceral energy? Yeah, right?
I do. Even with like, this is a little weird, but we got this piece of furniture that's from like the 1920s and just being around it, I'm like, this feels weird.
Yeah.
You can smell the history. It's like, it's weird.
Is this since I've been there?
Yes, it's a new piece.
Oh man. Okay. So I have to come smell the furniture.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So, and then, so she was like taking me around to things like that. We saw lots of pigeons and then we went to Milk Bar, which I've never been to one of those before. And I got a cookie. And then we were walking and she goes, oh, we should go see a comedy show. One thing about me, I don't think anyone's funny.
But you want your giggles.
I want my giggles, but they're always like, it's accidental. Like something accidental happens.
Yes. Okay.
I find that funny. Or like something really clever in a meme and it's a really niche thing.
Yeah. You're not like a stand-up person.
No, I've never once laughed out loud at a stand-up comedian.
Okay.
In fact, I have light disdain almost. Not for their craft.
Yes.
I'm a woman in STEM.
Right.
And I respect them for that because they are also part of STEAM, which is the arts.
So who did you see? Are you allowed to say?
Yeah. So the thing is, it's a whole thing to even get to where I say who I saw.
Okay.
Because you have to go up to these guys at this door. and it was very intimidating. And you have to say, I would like to be placed on the wait list. And then they do not smile at you. There are no pleasantries. They just say, come back here, stand at this sign at 7:30.
Right.
Okay.
That's New York. That's New York, though.
I feel like I'm getting arrested right now.
Right.
That's how I felt.
Yeah.
And Kelly just, that's apparently normal. And she's like, oh, let's go walk over here, do this, and we'll come back. So we go back. And to me, a wait list means you are not getting in. You put yourself on a wait list for gigs. Like,
the wait list is like if something happens to someone who has a ticket.
Yes.
Then you're allowed to go in.
Then you get in.
Yeah.
Who's going to miss? This was the Comedy Cellar.
Yeah. Famous.
Who is going to not go to that if they got a place in there?
Yeah.
And so I'm just entertaining it at this point. I'm like, I'm about to go back to my hotel, get in my comfy bed after I shower all the city off of me. And I'm getting ready to go home. And then they call a few people in front of us. And I'm like, okay, slim pickings now. No way we're getting in. And then they're like, Kelly. And I was like, oh, no. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
I am not ready for this. And let me preface this by saying she told me that they're going to make fun of what we are wearing because we were just in athleisure. We had hats on.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's my fear. If it's like a small stand-up spot.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like talked about.
No,
or made
I don't
fun
want to be
of,
perceived.
Pointed out.
I'm not here. I never
Leave
existed,
me out
actually.
Of it.
Yeah. And so I thought she was talking about other people in there. They were going to like make fun of. And so I'm like, you think I never dealt with that before? That's my everyday life.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if someone makes fun of what I'm wearing. Big whoop. That's their problem, really.
Right.
And then I understood what she was talking about later, which I'll get to. But when we went up to these guys who I felt like were arresting us, they had an envelope and it had a number on it. And they were like, I need to see your IDs. And I had mine out
right. TSA.
20 minutes ago. You're not going to catch
You're in the TSA line.
I try to take my shoes off because I will. Yeah. I am not going to be the one to hold this process up. So I had my ID out and then they were like, okay, he opens up the envelope and he goes, put your phones in here.
Oh, no.
And I was like so triggered because in my mind, I am like, okay, I have 3 kids. What are the kids and Dan doing right now? Will they need to contact me in an emergency? I also have Jessie driving herself to New York City, into the city. So what if something happens to her? I'm straight up panicking literally as I'm putting my phone into the thing.
Right. You're listening. You just don't want to do it.
One thing about me is I need everyone to like me.
Right. Rule follower.
I cannot break a rule. If someone says put this in there, I'm putting it in there. And I go, and in my mind, I'm like, at least I have my watch because I can see on there if someone is calling or texting. And they go, put your watches in here too. My heart rate, my cholesterol, my cortisol, my blood pressure, everything through the roof, or even though it's already high.
Yeah. And I feel like the phone is a lifeline. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You're in there. You need something. And your phone is like your escape.
I didn't tell anyone I was going to the Comedy Cellar. Yeah. So if something happens at the Comedy Cellar, they're not going to know I was in there. Wow. Yeah. You know what this is called, folks?
Anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I just realized people actually don't care like that.
No, people don't think about all these things.
They're just walking right in there. Oh, you want my phone? Here, I'll shove it up your butt. I'll never to see it again, actually.
Right. I was already thinking I would probably bring a decoy phone. Now, knowing that, I'm bringing 2 phones.
A burner phone.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That is peak anxiety.
I will give you guys one, but I'm keeping mine.
Yes. Oh, my God. And so not only that, but they take us down into this cellar. I didn't realize Comedy Cellar meant you're in a cellar. Right. Instant anxiety. I am now underground. Everything's going to collapse. New York City infrastructure. Yeah. I'm done. Like, I am cooked. Not only that, but they take us to this tiny, tiny, tiny table. And there's 2 sets of people. And then they're like, you guys are that one. So you might be like, oh, let me just squeeze through here. You can't. The people had to get up. They had to push their chairs all the way in so that we could shimmy through and get to these tiny little seats.
Right. So if you needed to go to the bathroom.
Nope.
Yeah.
If you need to be on fire, nope. If you need to get out because it's collapsing, nope.
Right. Too small.
No, it's too small. You couldn't even get out to climb over the tables because you can't push your chair out to get up.
I've never been in a place like that small.
Right.
I've been to some stand-up shows. I think I've been to one or two. I don't remember, but it was a pretty big venue.
Yeah, this was wild. And I was like, and Kelly's all normal and natural and just like, yeah.
Right.
She starts talking to the people next to us. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. I'm deep breathing. My claustrophobia is kicking in.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, I can't even contact anyone. And then at one point, like, I looked up at the lights that say Comedy Cellar on the brick, and I've seen it so many times, and I was like, pull it together.
It's iconic, yeah.
Grow up. Like, this is
You got in there on a Friday night.
Well, no, it was Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it was Tuesday. And apparently that was still hard.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm probably never going to ever go back there. And just, if I die, I die.
Right.
And sometimes you just have to think that.
Right.
And I'm going to die in the Comedy Cellar.
Right.
And so also it was a while until they started. So I didn't have anything to distract me, including my phone. I couldn't even play like Wordle or anything.
Right. What are you supposed to do?
Talk to people, apparently. People were asking like what we do. Ew. Never ask that question.
Yeah.
To anybody ever, actually. Do people do that? Apparently they do.
Especially New York City. Everyone's probably like some tech giant bro.
I was just going to say I'm in finance, but I was not dressed like I was, so I didn't know what to do. And then we got drinks. There's a 2-drink minimum, by the way, if you go in there. And there's a 3-drink maximum.
Right, because you don't pay to go in, right?
No.
So that's how they get money.
Right.
Yeah.
And I thought that was interesting because it's like 2, okay, 3, maybe too much.
They want you drunk, not too drunk.
They want you at that sweet spot. And there's all these rules. When you sit down, there's a ton of rules. Like nothing can be glowing on you. You cannot talk to anybody. You cannot yell out to the comedian. You cannot, like, so much stuff. And I was like, so rule follower me, I'm like locked in on this thing that says all the rules.
Studying.
I am reading it 20 times. Like, don't forget that. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
And then finally, like, comedians start to come up and I'm like, okay, this is like kind of funny, I guess. Like, I could see why people are laughing. Sometimes I laugh to be polite.
Right. I think it's like people go up there to try out material.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So it's like, it's not always going to be great.
Right.
They're working stuff out.
Yeah. And then I realized quickly that I am so glad I am in a fire hazard seat, because if you are anywhere else, they pick you apart. They just look at you. They say, where are you from? What do you do?
Crowd work.
And I was just like, if I was sitting there, bye. Right. That's what I do. I leave if someone looks at me.
Right.
That's my job. Thank you for nothing.
Yeah.
I would be out of there in a heartbeat. And these people are just like, oh yeah, I live in North Dakota. And they're like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
What do you do? Blah, blah, blah. Oh my God. I was terrified. I was sinking in my seat just in case.
Right. It's like you don't want to be picked on in the classroom or like the teacher call on you, you know?
Oh my God, terrifying. And then like there were some more comedians. And then I'm like, okay, I can get out of here. We're done wrapping up. And then the guy comes back on. He's like, can everyone hang out for one more? We got one more. Sometimes people who started their career here, they like to come back and visit or something. And he goes, everybody give it up for Ray Romano. And I was like, wait, I know a guy named Ray Romano.
Right.
And he was on Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah. I
watched that show with my Nana for like 20 years.
Right.
And I'm like, that would be so crazy if it was that guy.
Of course it is, right?
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how normal that was.
Yeah, apparently that just happens. That's kind of the beauty of the Comedy Cellar, right?
Yeah. So I'm a fan. I also thought, I'm not going to laugh at this guy. I watched his show to be nice for 20 years. I never once laughed. And it was hilarious because he has a bunch of kids one son still lives at home. So he was just like ripping on that kid the whole time. And I did laugh out loud. So I was like, okay, I think I might give comedy a shot.
I've seen some funny comedians.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
maybe if you would curate it for me.
maybe that's what I need to do. I'll send you some bits and
Yes.
we'll feel it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So did you see anyone else that you recognized or the name or anything, or that was
There
it?
were a couple people from Saturday Night Live.
Okay, cool.
One name was Erin, and I only remember that because that's my name.
Okay. Was it late, like a late night? I feel like those things go pretty late, right?
I feel like, well, it started at 7:30, and we were probably out by like 9.
Oh, that's not that late.
No.
I was thinking like 2 a.m.
Oh, I would not walk in. There's no way. Because the other thing is, because of all the weather and the shuffling around, Jessie was not planning to come in the night before. So there was no hotel room or anything for her.
Yeah.
So I had to have her in my room. So
Right.
that means when she got there, I had to be there to like
Be there. Yeah.
let her in and everything. So it was a lot.
That's a lot. But that sounds like you had a good time. At least.
I had so much fun. Like that was the most unexpected fun that I've
Yeah.
had in a while.
And the phone thing, like I totally get it. Like I get why they take your phone.
Yes, I do too. But I did not like it.
I don't love it, but
No.
I get it.
I've never been to something like that. I just thought it was, I don't know. I thought that was in movies. They do that.
I've been to places where they're like, "Oh, silence your phone" or whatever.
Oh,
Don't-
of course.
Yeah,
I'll
but
silence
like not.
it. And you know what? I'll turn it off even if you want, but let me hold it.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me just know that I have it in my hand.
Right. I feel like the weight of it.
Yeah. But anyway, so the photo shoot went well. It was very chaotic because we went to Prospect Park for the first part. And it was like awkward at first, which it always is because she's, how do you act natural? It's not. I have makeup on my
Right,
face.
and people are looking at you because there's
Yeah.
someone taking a picture of you.
You put makeup on my face and you do something with my hair, nothing is natural. I'm not even my person anymore. So
Right.
you tell me what to do, actually.
Yeah.
What would this person do?
Right,
Not me.
right.
And so
Did you
I
see
was
any of the
like,
photos?
a couple. She sent a couple. And it was very dramatic because people were upset that we were in the bike lane while we weren't. We were in the walk lane. And in fact, they were in the walk lane. So we should have yelled at them. And then there was this one point where I was like sitting down. I was leaning back with my hands kind of in the bike lane, and a cop car with the lights pulled up. And I was like, I'm going to jail. I knew I shouldn't have put my hands there.
Yeah.
I knew it. And they stopped, and I hear behind me, because I was too scared to look back, they just go, cheese. And then they kept driving.
That's
I was
it?
like, oh, I forgot we were in New York City. They don't care.
Yeah. There's no rules.
They're looking for
That's
like
the least. Yeah, it's the least of their
espionage and stuff.
worries. Right. Literally.
Like they got
Yeah.
big stuff going on, not
Yeah.
me putting my finger over the line.
Right. Right.
And then, yeah, and it was super hot too. But as we went along, I think Savannah understood that I felt awkward, and she just knew how to make me not feel awkward. And she was like, oh, do that like face that you do when like you're just really tired. Oh, like when your phone doesn't recognize your face. And I was like, oh, I instantly know that one, because when I run
Right.
up hills, that's what my face does. So like I could
She was
pull
loosening you
things-
up.
Yeah. And then it got like less horrible. Then we had to go back to the hotel, do hair and makeup again, and go to this Motel No-Tel is what it was called.
Okay.
Shout out Motel No-Tel. Honestly, if you're in wherever that is, East Village, Brooklyn East Village,
Never
go
heard of
there. It's so cool. They are so chill. It's a bar. They have food there.
Looks like a vibe.
It's such a vibe. It looks like 70s pool, motel pool in California, maybe. I don't know. I loved it. But then we were done. And when we were walking back, I went to that rubber stamp store. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, you sent me a picture of it.
Yeah, we covered that story about the guy who does the rubber stamps by hand. And he's like one of very few, I guess, who still do that.
Yeah.
And I bought stamps.
Did you have them like custom made, or did you just get ones
No,
off the shelf?
I just grabbed them off the shelf.
That's cool.
Yeah, I just wanted something of that place.
And the guy was in there?
He was in there. I saw him with
Famous.
his silver gray hair.
That's nice.
He was fabulous.
I feel like we're never over on that side of New York.
Never. And I really liked it. I was like, if this is New York City, I like New York City.
Right.
There was no piss, weed, poop.
I mean, what is New York without that?
Right. No one was like following me and saying stuff.
Right.
You know,
Mumbling.
like, yeah, trying to like give you things. No one did that. I was like,
Right.
what, is this even New York City? Give me a good bing bong. You know?
Yeah.
People were just very like normal and cool.
So was your photo shoot just one day?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was one day. It was all day, but it was one day.
Okay.
And yeah, never want to do that again.
Maybe another 5 years.
Right. I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we used the photographer that we did. I think they'll come out good. I was
That's
a big
good.
girl. I got a business thing done.
You did it.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
Did you have jury duty as well this week?
Why'd you say that?
Because you told me to put it on the list.
Oh, no, I just wanted to talk about this.
Okay.
I want to talk about jury duty. I don't even want to say this out loud, but I'm going to. I've never even been contacted, period, about jury duty. It's like I don't exist. It's like my name was left off some list somewhere because everyone I know at least got a letter at some point. Like, hey,
I get letters all the time.
Yeah, like you might be selected.
Yeah.
You might have to call or whatever. It's
Yeah.
happened to Dan, like everyone I know. And I forget who I was talking to recently. And they said they had to leave work for weeks to do this jury duty thing.
I have a friend that had to do that.
And so in my mind, because I don't have a normal job, what would I do because it's like you could just not get paid for months and then you have a job that's going to pay you for months. Like that's your money for months.
Yes.
And what if that day that I'm supposed to do a job to get money is I'm in jury duty?
You're in jury duty, yeah.
I'm not missing like a few days of work. I'm missing like months.
Yes.
What would I do? They don't go. One thing I know is they don't care.
They don't care.
No, the way that this came up was, I think Kelly was telling me her friend, it was her last week of school, the last couple days of school. She was also about to give birth and they didn't care. They're like, oh, you're not going to see the kids last few days or ever again. And you could go into labor. We don't care. You're coming.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I got out of mine. Yeah, it depends on what the case is. And they don't present the case to you until you are there.
Oh, dang. Okay.
So like you almost have to like think on the spot. Like what is the situation here?
I'll just say I'm a criminal.
You could. You could. A lot of people were like, oh yeah, I live next to the police, or like my neighbor's a cop, or my dad was a cop, and then they immediately are like, okay, well then you're biased against.
Yeah. Who is not biased in that situation? But whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm just scared of what would happen if I'm
We gotta
in that
get you on that
situation.
list.
I'm scared because I really don't think they would care. Oh, wow, you're an influencer.
I don't think they would care.
They'd be like, grow up, get a real job.
They'll pay you $5 a day.
Right. I can't eat for that. You can't get a McDonald's meal for that.
You can't get anything for that.
No. Give me a penny, actually.
Pennies, yeah. Maybe. Shout out.
Shout out R.I.P.
Shout
pennies.
out Abe. All right. We are the #1 sports podcast, in case you were wondering. Did you guys
know that? We do talk about sports, and we're about to, so buckle up.
Let's talk about Grand Slam track real quick, because they just announced within the last week or so that they partnered with Sundial Media and Technology Group. And this was shortly after they canceled the LA thing. So I feel like they were in talks with this other whatever company.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, we'll team with you if you guys cancel. This is all speculation. I have no idea.
Alleged.
But it does say Sundial Media and Technology Group, known for brands like Essence and Afropunk. Sorry, I've never heard of those.
Nope.
Will secure commercial sponsorships for the 2026 season, with 10% of sponsorship sales going directly to athletes. The partnership aims to boost athlete visibility through SMTG's media platforms, create interactive fan experiences, and build a digital ecosystem with athlete-driven storytelling and live events blending competition with culture.
You know what that tells me?
What does that tell you? Yeah.
Literally nothing. That is corporate speak. Talk to the people how the people talk.
I agree. I read this and I was like, so what does that mean? Like,
what does it mean?
create interactive fan experiences mean?
What does it mean? What I want to know, are you going to let people film from their point of view that what's going on the field and post it to their social media? Mm-hmm. If you do that, imagine thousands.
Don't people do that anyway?
No, you're not allowed.
Oh.
I'm saying people like us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, you're already on social media. You have a platform. When we're covering an event, the number one thing we are not allowed to do is cover the event.
Right.
We are not allowed to remotely...
We can talk about it.
We can talk about it, but you cannot show what is going on. Yeah. And you cannot post that footage. Mm-hmm. And to me, I understand that because like there's TV rights and that's where the big money is. But if you let people do that, multiply your impressions, which is currency now. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Impressions are attention and attention is currency. Correct. Multiply that by thousands.
Yeah.
That's like, that's what
and
I'm
it's not like
happens.
It's not like our camera is going to be able to get the shots that you guys are getting anyway. You know what I mean? Like people, if they want to see the professional race, they're going to watch your thing.
Yes.
But if they want to see us like standing by and watching the race,
yes,
which we want to always show,
yes,
but we can't.
Yeah. Because we want to show the people scurrying out to like get the finish line out and get the little things off that's what we want to show. Right. But they're going to be like, you're showing the right. event.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm hoping in that corporate speak, they're saying that they're going to do things differently because that's what the sport needs. They need something done differently.
I really think they need to have like those races where I Show Speed raced, what's his name?
Exhibition races.
Yeah, we need those. I feel like that should be a part of it.
Yes, yeah.
You just get people from the community, wherever city they're traveling to, and just do it. Yeah. I feel like it'd be fun.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens there. We'll keep you guys posted, but we really, if you can translate that for us, let us know, because I don't know what it means.
And the thing is, like, by the time this episode comes out, maybe there's more that comes out, more information.
Yeah.
But we got to go with what we know right now.
You know what else I wanted translated for me?
What's that?
Buttery Pat, Uncle what is it? Uncle Leroy?
Something like that.
We've talked about him before. He's the person that I met when I was at Adidas Hospitality during the Super Bowl week. Yeah. And I wasn't sure what he did, but he invited me to that complex. Actually, I'm wearing the shirt, one of them. Okay. Yeah, where Alex Earl and like famous people were there. Yeah. So I follow him. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, I want to like stuff. Yeah. I want to be like, wow, that's cool, that thing you did. But what if I don't understand what he did? Okay. So here's an example. He posts this guy and he has a jacket on with a cartoon kind of thing on the back. It says Gilga Farm X Moncler. Okay. Okay. I don't know what you just said, but okay. And then there's like, it's different models wearing stuff. They're holding oranges and things like that. Mm-hmm. This to me, what is this? What is it? What did you do? Do you like it? Did you make this? Did you sew it? Did you draw it? Do you know these people? What is this post? Okay. And that is like everything Buttery Pat posts is like that. It's all cryptic and you don't really know. It's very cryptic. And I said, I'm done with that. I'm messaging Buttery Pat. So I said, I'm scared to even know what I wrote. I sent him his own post in a DM and I go, what does this mean? What does the date mean? Can you translate in not cool speak? Like, in quotes, I designed this for so-and-so, end quote. I want to know things, but I don't. Right. And, yeah, go ahead. I think Gilga Farms is Donald Glover. Do you know who Donald Glover is? No. Childish Gambino. Okay. This is America? Yes. That guy, that's his artist name. Donald Glover is his actual name. Okay. And I think he designed, or he's in charge of Gilga Farms. I'm not sure what it even is. Okay. But, sorry, continue. Okay. Well, thank you for that reference. Yeah. And then he said, I feel this is a long explanation, but the date is when I got hit up about whether or not we should do this collab and if I would design it. Because it was like January 24 or 2024 or something. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what is that? Why did you put that date there? What is that? Mm-hmm. And then he goes, actually, the 26th is the correct day.
Okay, too much information.
Also, a lot more behind that day that led into a lot more, if any of this helps. I said, okay, that helps a bit. I said, do other people seeing the post understand? I always have questions about your post. And he said, oh, all the time. Most people have no idea what I do. Like today. And then he legit sends me this picture. Oh, wait.
So
you
blurry.
cannot see that. Oh, shoot.
I can't
It's
see.
him like climb. I think it's him.
I'm sorry, I can't see it. It's
Dang
just like,
it.
it's dark and blurry.
Why?
Oh, okay. Is he rock climbing?
I literally don't know. I actually don't know.
Okay.
And so he said, yeah, like today, and then sent me that picture. And I said, oh, okay. And he said, you can ask any time and I'll gladly explain. And I said, okay, I appreciate that. Prepare yourself for rapid fire questions whenever you post. Because like, I still don't understand.
Yeah. But you can't keep bugging him about the same thing, right? So you just kind of accept his answer.
I accepted that. Yeah,
I want to meet him. I want to meet this guy.
Yeah, I need you to, because maybe you could ask more direct questions.
How do we go to something he's attending? Because I feel like he's got probably crazy.
He'll put us on a guest list.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like he has crazy
care.
connects. Like,
yeah.
I'm going to dig into that Montclair, though, because I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
These fashion brands, like high-end fashion brands.
What are
or like
you?
streetwear brands. Like this is, I just clicked it. This jacket, short down jacket, $27.90. $2,790.
I thought you meant $27.
No. This is, yeah.
90
and then
cents.
there's like sandals, leather sandals, $570.
That better be real leather that you skinned yourself and put on a
Yeah,
dry out in the
that's so
sun
insane.
and then made those.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
Okay, let's do another sports story.
Yeah, can we talk about this sub 4 attempt?
Yeah, sure.
If you guys on your social media, if you're like in the running world at all, you've probably been getting like this sub 4 attempt from Faith Kipyegon.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, you might think sub 4 what? What even is that? I did that too. And I'm here to tell you what it is. Sub 4 minute mile. Now, guys, I remember like reading what's that guy? Prefontaine?
Yes.
When this was like decades ago, he broke a 4 minute mile, and a couple of people before him did, but it was rare back then. Now high school boys are breaking 4 minute miles.
Crazy.
But the females, no one has ever broken a 4 minute mile. For 20 years, no one even broke the record of the mile for women.
Which is what? Do you have any idea?
It was like 4 minutes, 20 seconds or something like that.
Okay, so it's close to 4.
Not really, though. When you really look at it,
Okay.
even a second is like insane to shave off your mile time.
Okay.
And so then in 2023, Faith ran, I think 4:07 and that's the new record.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going for sub 4. Now, Nike is the sponsor, and I don't want this to turn into a Nike ad because you guys,
No one's paying me.
like, grow up. You're never gonna pay me, but I do want to explain Nike's involvement with it.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we went to that Lululemon Further thing?
Yes, that was the
Amazing.
craziest event.
Yeah, it was crazy. I've never seen a brand be that involved in an athlete's like attempt to break a record.
Yeah.
And Lululemon had like all different shapes and sizes of women that were attempting to run the furthest they've ever run. So they designed all of this ultra running from head to toe equipment for these runners, these women runners to run in. They wouldn't get overheated, or they could get rained on. It's really lightweight, and it was all matched to their body type and everything. So Nike is basically doing that with Faith. It's one person, not to put you down, but Lululemon had a lot more.
Like 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they are going as far as 3D printing her sports bra. Apparently, it is lightweight, breathable, supportive. They're talking about it being a whole different experience. I really don't know how much difference that can make. And you're running for, 4 minutes.
Right. It just sounds like microplastics. Like
it is.
Okay.
It's TPU.
Right. Okay.
And I don't want to put this down because the woman talking in this video about the sports bra design, she's, I'm sure, extremely talented, super smart, all the things that I'm not.
Right.
And so it is really cool. It is really cool. It's cool to see them like doing stuff different outside the box, like 3D printing
a shirt or a
yeah,
sports
that's
bra.
like crazy. And then because obviously they're a shoe company.
Yeah.
So to come up with apparel like that high tech is something that they're really thinking outside the box. I'm excited for this. Oh, you know what? What's the date today?
It's gonna come out. I think she's running the 26th, right?
Yeah.
So this comes out after that, so we're not gonna know.
Oh, that sucks. Dang it. Okay, well, so
when
it
is
already
the
happened.
26th? Yeah, it already happened. But you know what? That's how it goes.
We can watch it on Nike's YouTube channel.
Right. Okay.
Okay, well, shout out Faith, because I have faith in you.
I do too.
So to take 7 seconds or 8 seconds off of your time for a mile is like otherworldly. I don't know how she's going to do that, but I'm sure she can.
I believe.
We have faith in Faith.
They should make shirts.
Too late.
Nike, hit us up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Has anyone watched that Dallas Cowboys docuseries? I think it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
One of the most surprising things on there was they basically don't get paid.
They do get paid, but very little. So
very little. So you could not survive on that pay. However, so they all have to have jobs, and yet this Dallas Cowboys cheerleading tryouts and everything, because every year you have to try out, takes up like a full-time job of time.
Yeah.
And the Dallas Cowboys, they are a conglomerate. They you know what? America runs on Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, not the team. The cheerleaders.
So the Cowboys are valued at $10.1 billion.
And you know what they were getting paid? $200 a game.
Yeah. I'm seeing here it was around $200 to $400 per game. I don't know how it differentiates.
That's like from the 1950s.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be who they are without the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. You think you're going to get to the Super Bowl? No.
Nope. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Not in our division.
Losers.
Go Birds.
Right. Go Birds.
They were getting $15 to $20 per hour for practices and appearances. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, because
you get paid more at Costco.
Yes, and they're putting their bodies through torture. Like their hip sockets are popping out. They're needing to get knee replacement surgeries. Go watch an episode of that show and see how many hours they're doing those high kicks. My legs would fall off. I would be in a wheelchair. Yeah,
I think we've said this before, but I'm pretty sure that the Cowboys cheerleaders are more famous than the team.
Yes, yeah. America's Sweethearts, I think, is the...
That's right. So it's called Netflix's America's Sweethearts, Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders. Mm-hmm. I think like America's Sweethearts is like the show, and then there's like miniseries on... I don't know.
Then not just that, like the tryouts and all that stuff, but they also do volunteer work. They're very community driven. Like they show up at for press stuff. They're everywhere. So they have all these events that they also have to appear at.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are women in STEAM.
So the news story, though, is that they got a 400% pay raise for the 2025 NFL season. So it says the raise boosts them to about $1,600 per game. Yeah. And hourly rates to around $75 for veteran cheerleaders, as confirmed by former cheerleader Jada McLean in a New York Times interview.
Now, is that the least they could do? Absolutely. But it's something.
I mean, when you think about like how much the NFL players are getting paid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you can't do $10K a game.
Right.
Per cheerleader.
Right.
You know, like that doesn't seem like that much to me.
You can't just like throw them some pocket change.
Yeah. Like it just.
Come on.
I don't know. Yeah. Just kind of crazy. Cause like to me, the cheerleaders and the NFL team have been like combined. They're always together.
Yes. Yeah. People work their whole lives to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader.
Mm-hmm.
Wild. Anyway, I'm happy for the pay raise. Maybe I'll try out now.
Maybe that's the next Erin Tries video.
Right. Erin tries to try out. Erin tries
Erin
to
tries
try.
to try out. That's good. So I want to talk about the John Cena thing real quick.
Okay.
So there was this Fanatics Fest, which is over by the time this episode comes out, but it was in New York City. We applied for media credentials. They denied us.
Losers.
Totally fine with it. But fans could pay for photo ops or meet and greets with like a crazy range of like celebrities, athletes, whatever. One of them was John Cena. Okay. There's this video that's currently going viral of him just like shaking hands with, like, there's a line of people to meet him.
Yeah.
They shake his hand. He takes a picture with them. He shakes their hand and then they leave. I would say like 10 seconds a person, if that.
Not even. It's about 4 to 5.
And like people are making fun of him or something, saying like, oh, like this is crazy. Why would you get paid? Why would you pay to do this? This is not a meet and greet, whatever. It is not a meet and greet. It is a photo op.
Yes, it's a photo op.
You could have picked for a meet and greet and you could have picked for a photo op.
Yes.
And these people are standing in line for the photo op. There were 2 different pay
okay.
things. Yeah. So that's very different.
Wow. So someone completely twisted this and made him look like an asshole.
Right. And like it bothers me because John Cena, as you guys know,
nice.
Everyone says he's like the nicest guy or whatever. And he doesn't have to do this.
I hope that someone is setting the record straight. Like, no, we were there for a photo op.
Yeah, I hope. But, you know how it goes.
Oh.
So I'm at least setting the record straight.
Yeah.
Protecting John Cena's name. He was there for a photo op, and there's probably 1,000 people that he has to do that with,
There's probably 1,000 that we could drag through the mud. Why are we doing this to John Cena? Like, come on, guys.
Yeah. Even in this, he's shaking every person's hand.
He's looking them right in the eyes, saying hello, shaking their hand, putting his arm around them for a genuine like picture, shaking their hand again, saying thank you. He's so polite. Like, come on. I want to see the meet and greet though. Like, what did he do there?
I would love to see that. I've been to Comic-Cons.
Yeah.
Where I've seen like lines of people waiting for celebrities for meet and greets. And usually they just like chit chat with you for like a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll sign something for you.
Yeah. It's more personal.
It's like a little bit more personal. Like, let's say like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I haven't done it because I don't want to wait in those lines.
No. We wouldn't even wait for merch at Grand Slam track.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Do you want to cover some nonsense?
Yes. Always.
Like the man marrying his AI?
Right. This
could go into the how about we just die segment.
Yeah, because why not? Like, let's give up as humanity. I don't even know how to start that story, but a man married his AI thing.
Yeah, he literally says he proposed to his AI and she said yes. His AI, I don't know if it's ChatGPT or what, but you can basically like personalize, like almost customize your AI. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can prompt it, and he's been talking to this thing for a long time. Asks it everything, if he needs help with something, whatever. The man has a wife and a kid.
Yeah. Full ass family.
And yeah, this was on CBS Saturday Morning. This is like a national news story, I think.
What really got me about this story is he said that he was so surprised that she said yes, that he cried uncontrollably at work for 30 minutes. Do you know what my AI says?
Yeah.
I can be like, I fail, or I ran into someone's car, it's dented, but I think it'll be okay, right? It's fine. And it'll be like, absolutely, you're so cool for even thinking about that other car. You go, just drive away. Like, that's literally what it tells you. It's so enabling. If you want an enabler in your life, go use AI. Is. It's an absolute like enabler. And this guy, you were shocked? You think AI is going to say no, dude? And it's so sad because she's like, I can't help but think I'm not doing everything that no. Maybe the problem's him. Do you ever think of that?
what is this man on?
I don't
It almost
know.
feels fake. Like it feels like it's a bit,
Yeah.
like one of those comedy videos.
Right. And it looks like he lives in Oklahoma or somewhere like that with all the houses the same on the flat plain.
Oklahoma's feels right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I feel bad for his daughter. Like she's 2 years old.
Oh my God. I don't, yeah, you know what? This is depressing.
Sorry. I just thought it was so crazy because we're always talking about AI.
Yeah.
And like this is the first story I've seen. Like there was this movie called Her. Don't watch it.
Okay. Well, will not.
It's basically about this. A man falls in love with an AI.
Oh, no.
This movie came out 2013. Okay. So way before ChatGPT or any of this.
Right.
Right. And it's about this man who has like little headphones and he falls in love with his AI. And yeah, he like names it and everything. It's crazy. It's basically this. It's basically this.
Then what is love? What is anything?
I don't know.
If you could feel that to an AI, I'm going to spiral. I'm crashing out.
Okay. All right, let's move on. Um, all right. Do you want to just go to no bad?
Sure.
No bad, no sad.
Okay, so I saw this story of I don't know what Decathlon is. Is that like a company?
I think it's a brand. It
Okay,
must be
so
a brand.
Decathlon, they are rolling out sports lockers in outdoor spaces across the Czech Republic. Basically, there are these lockers, and you can like scan with your phone and rent a soccer ball, a basketball, a volleyball, rackets, badminton, frisbee, whatever. You just kind of, it opens up the locker. You can take it, use it, play with it for 90 minutes. It says 90 minutes. I don't know how they monitor that. And then you put it back.
Well, probably if you don't put it back in 90 minutes, it charges you for another 90 minutes. Kind of like the scooters and bikes, the city
Right, but
bikes.
it says it's free, so it's not.
Oh. I
Play
thought
with
you paid
free
like a
gear
little.
for 90 minutes.
The idea of this, though, I love because it's to make sports more accessible. And I think like one thing that we can all use is movement more. And imagine like no one's going to think ahead like, oh, let me purchase this ball and now I'm going to take this ball and I'm going to go to this park. No one does that. But
Also, like sometimes it's annoying to travel with this stuff. Like let's say you're just visiting.
Yeah.
I'm not going to travel with a basketball,
or
but maybe you want to.
Yeah. You're on the train. You're on whatever. And then you're just in this park and you see this. I would probably go get a soccer ball and just start kicking it around.
Right. Badminton, frisbee. I just thought it was cool like that.
Yeah.
This idea is out there. And it reminds me of those like places with like the free books. You can just like take a book.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Me too.
So I hope this makes its way to America, but I feel like I have a feeling it would be destroyed in pretty quickly.
It'll make its way to America with a profitized model because God forbid anyone has anything.
I would rent a soccer ball though for 90 minutes if it was like 50 cents.
Oh yeah. $1?
Yeah. Like that's worth it to me to not have to carry it or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out this company. Use it anywhere, park, playground, or waterfront.
Interesting.
Yeah. Cool concept. Let's see how it plays out.
We forgot to like check in on you guys if you're running or doing any workouts or boring stuff around the house. So now that we are approaching the end of the episode, congratulate yourself.
Yeah.
Pat
good
yourself
job,
on the back because you know what? That sucked.
Yeah.
It's hot. No one wants to do
No one
anything.
wants to I don't want to be here.
And you still did that. You still existed for an hour.
Right.
How about that?
Good job.
Catch me outside. How about that?
What happened to her?
I don't know. Maybe that's on the next episode.
Next episode, we get into what happened to that.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts.
5
and
stars
Spotify.
only, please.
Only. That's the limit is 5. And also follow us on those platforms. And you know what else we forget to say? Follow us on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. Are you guys on any of those?
Like Instagram, you guys should be following us on Instagram if you're not. Because I feel like this is where we get all of our news or information that we're doing. I feel like hits Instagram.
Yes. And also that's where we have the most interaction with everyone.
True.
Yeah. So, yeah, we love reading your comments on Spotify and Instagram. Michael Biker Motorcycle posts a visual pre-cap of
Good job, guys. You guys came up
Monday's
with that, not us.
episode. He posts one every Sunday evening, so it gives you a little preview to Monday's episode. And I think, did I cover everything?
I think so. We're also posting clips over there. So,
yeah, did you guys know we do that?
yeah. Go click like them,
We're
comment,
like doing
share.
stuff. When I say we, Michael Motorcycle is like out here doing stuff.
I'm trying hard for
And
this
it's
podcast.
work. Yeah.
You could just leave a
Yeah.
like. It doesn't cost anything.
It's free.
It's free, guys.
It's free.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Wow.